Hey YouTube, it's Oscar. I'm back. It's been quite a while actually, and when I make my first intro video, you know, I was still like deciding whether I wanted to do YouTube or not, and I, took that leap of faith because it's different to get back on on the camera and just like start talking when you're still like going through like the spiritual awakening. There's a bunch of different symptoms, emotions, feelings going through your mind, and I was feeling all over the place. Even though that day I was inspired to just put myself out there, in a sense. But now I want to make this video and I want to talk about numbers. I want to talk about numbers because since that time, since I made my last video, it was about a month and a half ago, I believe, around that time. Um, I've been seeing all the number sequences, connecting more with the angelic realm, my spirit guides, things like that. And so I've been guided with so many synchronicities lately, and it all happened due to my state of being. I started feeling better about myself and just raising my vibration, you could say, but resonating at a higher frequency with positive thoughts. And that's really what kind of elevated me to like feeling good every single day without me coming down with depression or just doubtfulness, you could say, right? Fear that's takes over from you accomplishing anything. But going back to the main topic, I just wanted to say I want to talk about numbers and to tell you my experience with numbers and how it's been guiding me and giving me reassurance in the things that I want to do. So obviously you guys know 111. That's the most popular number out there. That's the first number I saw. I think it's the first number that most people see when they first start on their spiritual awakening path. And also 111 as well. Those two numbers, I feel like they're just like a lot of people say, opening gateways to the spiritual path. So you can start growing, start transcending, the limited beliefs that most people believe in. So after 1111, I kind of saw all the freaking numbers in order. I started seeing them like one by one. Like I would hear people say, "Oh, I never saw that number, but I saw this number, and I never saw that number, but I saw these number all the time." And I feel like I don't know. It depends how much you're dedicated on the spiritual path. I mean, that's what I can say for myself, because as I started seeing 111 and going through a next chapter and doing something else in my life, positive thinking, making a decision to do this, be more spiritual, change my diet, you know, uh, create and attract more positive relationships that you know assist me with my success and where I want to go in life. I started seeing different number sequences. So, for example, 111 was the one that I saw when I was, still partying, going out, and I was really lost, and that kind of woke me up. And I saw like in freak occasions, like when I wouldn't even expect to see it. Like I'm gonna give you an example. This one time, I was at a party, I was talking to my friend, and then as soon as like we're kind of like drunk, and she tells me, "Oh, come, come to the bathroom with me. Accompany me. I don't want to go alone." And I was like, "All right, I'll take you to the bathroom." And she goes to grab my hand, and her phone is flipped on the sign that I'm grabbing her hand, and that's her. That's the 111 exactly at that time. I'm just like, "Oh my Lord, how is that possible? Like that's just such a coincidence. I wouldn't have expected to see it in that way." And so, boom, that happened, and I immediately got it. I was like, "All right, I really need to start doing some research." So, as many people start, I feel like a lot of people can resonate with me. Um, the first thing I started doing was searching up the Egyptians. That's the first thing that came to mind. Religiously with like the occult and stuff like that. When you first go into that realm of spirituality. So I started off with that, doing research there. The Anunnaki book, stuff like that. That started really resonating with me. I just love to. I've always liked to read like deep mystical things. So I started doing that. Boom, whatever. I'm gonna go a little quicker, so you can just give you an overview of how I did it, and then eventually in the future I'll make separate ones if you guys would like that. I'll tell you exactly how I saw it and what I think each number means in your spiritual path and journey. So and then after 111, I started seeing 111. You know, every time that I used to think beliefs, every time that I would be at work and really thinking positive and my aspirations and all the things that I wanted to achieve in life, 111 would come out, like on my receipts, um, on the clock, repeatedly. When I would get that nudge to look, and so yeah, I was 111, and then I have 222, and 222 always came when I was with a certain person in particular, or when I was talking to a certain person. It just kind of came out and was kind of like telling me about like the relationships I was making, you know, and it just kind of like opened my mind up to, okay, maybe more conscious to who I was, you know, giving my time to, you know, were they being a positive influence on me, or were they being a negative influence? And that's the kind of thoughts that I would, ponder about when I was seeing the number 222. Moving on. So and then after 222, I would start seeing 333. And I was like, wow, I'm starting to see a bunch of numbers now. It was my third number. I was like, man, I'm actually, after reading all the like the pages or videos that it says that these are the numbers you see while you go on your spiritual path. Like, okay. So I was like, wow, I'm actually seeing all of them. So I'm definitely on the right path, spiritual path. So I was still kind of like lost. I didn't know the route to go. I didn't have my motives and my beliefs really intact yet. And I wasn't really meditating that much either. It's when I first started, or kind of like the halfway point. Because honestly, I don't want to go off too much off topic, but it's been really quick for me to see all the number sequences. It's been like, what, a matter of 6 months? Because I feel like the desire to become spiritually enlightened has increased rapidly for me. And my clarity has been, life changing, to the point where I just feel so inspired about to talk about it all the time. Now I feel actually more comfortable opening up to, the YouTube community and talking. Okay, so going back to the topic, 333, I started seeing I was still lost, but, and I had just found out that supposedly 333 has to do with, inspiration, creativity, and the ascended masters. So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? I've always resonated with like, Jesus and um, Buddha. I've always read about them. So I was like, okay, that's really cool that they're close by, to provide me with creativity, inspiration. And I did feel that. Even when I wasn't even thinking about it, I would just kind of feel just more like, all right, you got to get back on your path, man. Come on, be dedicated. So, boom, that happened there. And then we have the next one, which is extremely prevalent in my life right now. It's going to be 444. So, this one, I would say, is a little tricky for me because, I kind of have that feeling that it has to do with angels and I know that there's a lot of information out there that, says it has to do with angels and stuff. But, and all is well. All is well was when I say that number. So I say that number all the time. So it kind of tells me, hey, everything's okay, and you know you have a good connection with the realms. You just gotta kind of open up to it and surrender more. That's what I would feel. So every time I would see that sign is when I was doing something and I was kind of getting a little doubtful. I was like, damn, am I going the right path right now? I feel good, but at the same time, these doubts just come into your mind. And this is right before I started to really meditate and clear my mind and balance the hemispheres in my brain and really start to just be aware. My awareness went like shot up completely. I was able to see all the thoughts that would come into my mind, any outbursts of emotion that I would have. I was able to take it down a notch, and just completely go with the flow. So 444 is a great number, and it's really positive, I feel. So that was my experience with that number. And then we have 555. This is the one which is like kind of gets me excited to talk about, but at the same time, I really don't really see a specific, resonance with it because usually when it would happen, I would kind of get like a little like nervous. I'd be like, whoa, 555. I search it up and it's like a big change is coming no matter what. I'm like, all right, but at first I was kind of nervous, but then the more I started seeing 555, I started getting more confident. I was like, all right, whatever change it is, I will embrace it, positive or negative. And if it does happen, it's happening for a reason to align me to where I'm supposed to go with my purpose. So boom, I got a 555 and I got used to it, whatever. And I actually started doing a lot more. I started steering completely in the right direction. So I kind of feel like the change for me was and I'm still seeing 555 too. I'm seeing all the numbers, depending on what I'm thinking or what I'm deciding on doing. They're always there to reassure you with different messages. So it's good to have, a little kind of map, and so you could see, step by step. All right, this is what I'm seeing, and this is kind of the realm of where it's at and what it means. But at the same time, it's very personal, I believe, and it does affect the person and their own way and what they're going through. So that's there as well. But for me, boom, 555 was, you know, that change that in myself within. I feel like my change was always within, and I was just becoming more spiritually, awake in a sense. So after 555, 666, that one for some reason people would always say that number was bad. I never believed it. I'm sorry. I would always see 666, and I would be like, people are just full of shit. So, 666 for me was just whatever, you know what I mean? Maybe I felt, but I did feel exactly before I even read the definition. I felt that number, even though I didn't feel like it was negative in the sense that everyone else portrays it as, um, I felt like, I needed balance, I needed to really look about what I was thinking, what I was focusing on, because that's usually when I would see 666. And then when I search it up, there it goes. Basically the definition is you need to balance your thoughts, right? They're not really that spiritual, and you're focusing on something that's not really benefiting your purpose or yourself, your soul. And it's true. I like playing. There's this game that I like playing on the computer, and I don't know if any of you know of it. It's called League of Legends. I started playing when I was like younger, and for some reason when I get bored, I just play to pass time. But every time I would play that game, 666 would come up, and I'd be like, yes, I do know what it means now, because that doesn't help me at all, and it takes a lot of time out of my day when I could be doing personal development for myself and meditating. So there goes that. And then the next number after that is going to be 777. This is my favorite number of all time, because I'm sorry, but when I see this number, I get freaking hyped. I get hyped. I'm like, yes, manifestations are near. Everything's going in order. You know what I mean? Every time I'm talking about, you know, things that are ambitious, and I'm really getting stuff done. 777 comes out, and it's like, yeah, you're doing it good, buddy. Yeah, you're doing well. Like this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Keep at it. That's the feeling I get, and those are the thoughts that come into my head too. It's like I'm automatically wired to like just feel these things. So 777, I'm sure all of you know. Everyone makes videos about this number, and they know that this number is very magical and a very lucky number as well. So moving on, it's going to be 888. Going along with 777, I would always see 777 along with 888, and that kind of gave me even more reassurance that it was positive when it came to manifesting your desires and your wants and your needs as well, because 8 has to do with the infinity. You're available to create anything you want. You have access to everything. You are everything. You know, and that's it's just a very abundant, prosperous number, I believe. And usually, the things that I would encounter seeing those numbers, I was in a prosperous environment. I was really, kind of flowing with the abundance that was in my life. So great number as well. And also, I just want to throw in a little thing out there. I want to say that a lot of times lately, before I would never see taxis, right? Now, I see taxis all the time, like 8 times a day. It's crazy. And before, I would never see them. When I was like on 222, 333, I would never see taxis. You know what I mean? And then after I started seeing 777, 888, that's when I would start to see taxis all the time. And I read that it's because there's a high refresh rate. You know, there's so many different cars going through the world that, you know what I mean? The fact that it's synchronized to really show you those numbers is like, wow, it's perfect. You always get a new car, reassuring, and I love that. So, next number, 999. This is the number that really intrigued me, because I never thought I'd encounter this number, because I don't know. For me, it always, all my friends and stuff, they only made it up to 777. So I was like, okay, 777 is the end. That's when you manifest your dreams and your desires, whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. And so what's funny is that I did feel like a nudge. Like I told you, I always feel like this little like synchronization of the thoughts are perfectly aligned with that number. So I started quieting my mind, and I started feeling like this is it. This is it. And I'm just like, this is it. Okay, this is it. I need to start making more YouTube videos. Finally, get my environment going, my community of spiritual seekers that I want to, acknowledge and communicate with, and I want to express myself authentically, like completely who I am, because I've noticed that like, even though there's a lot of spiritual people that I know, not really a lot, but like 4 or 5, and I can never actually say spiritually what I believe that is true. Everyone has this type of like niche of like their own beliefs, and I'm just like, yeah, but I don't know. I feel like they they have a belief system, like kind of like stuck, that's kind of hindering them from really opening up all the way. But yeah, so 999 kind of told me, I kind of felt like this is it. This is time to start. And I searched it up, and what did it say? It says that, this is the end of a chapter in your life. And so it was crazy because I thought, 10 would be that because, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I thought that would be the end, but it looks like 9 is. And it also says the number 9 that you're going to be the start of it, the end of a chapter and also the start of a new one. So, and it was perfectly synchronized as well because when I overlooked my entire life, I noticed that I had removed all the bad people, all the negative energies out of my life. Everything was gone. So I literally had a clean slate to pick and choose, where I want to go in life, what I want to do. I'm free, basically. No drag downs, except, unfortunately, I love my family, but they are a bit of a, you know how it is, guys. Your parents and your people that you're close to that you can't really avoid, like coworkers. You can't really open up and try to influence them because, again, I don't want to say that, I don't want to put a negative connotation to this word because a lot of people think that there is one. But I feel like you can use the word in a neutral sense, ignorant. It's not their fault, but it's just a part of their path, and it's not as easy for them, because they weren't, I guess, awakening. So after 999, I started seeing 10, 10, 10, and 10, 10, 10. I thought it was going to be more like an ending or, something that's an end in my life again, but everything had already ended. So I looked it up, and 10, 10, 10 all felt like, it was kind of like, again, it kind of felt the same energy as 3, 3, 3 for me, and 1, 1, 1. Like, I'm on the right path, I'm thinking the right thoughts, and they're all positive. So yeah, that was 10, 10, 10. And all right, I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to end it with just telling you that I'm making these videos. I'm good now. So I'm good. I figured out what I want to do, and I definitely choose to be a part of this YouTube community and grow my channel for a specific crowd, not to be biased against, all the other spiritual people. I just feel like, there is going to be people out there, especially that this is a worldwide um, thing, YouTube. So I will attract people that are able to talk about and resonate with the same topics or, what I'm saying. Anything that I might say to inspire you guys is amazing. And I can't wait to just, grow this channel and be a part of this community. Last but not least, I just want to say one more thing. The last other number for anybody out there that knows about the whole light worker phenomena, I just want to say that I've been saying 144, right? And I do feel in a nudge in the back of my head, thoughts come in, like they just drop into my mind. I believe it's from spirit guides or my higher self, and it's telling me that, you know, service to others, be of service to others, and you have to get out there, you have to provide, you have to be a teacher for people, and steer them in the right direction, and that I am ready to start healing and helping people. And as soon as I started seeing this number, let me tell you guys, my energy level, my energy field expanded, and now I'm able to, feel the energies between my hands, and they're activated. I do self-healing Reiki myself now, and my journey now has steered me to, become a Reiki master. Well, along with all the other things that I want to accomplish for my journey, but I am gonna go ahead and do that because, I'm feeling that resonance with being a healer. So that's the ending of this video. Um, all the numbers I've been through and what I've been through with these numbers and my experience with them. And feel free to comment, leave any comments right now. This is a great time to drop any requests for videos because I will be acknowledging those. And so I'll post them as soon as you guys send it in, and I'll put them on. All right, so nice talking to you guys. I can't wait to hear from you guys, and let's get this journey started. Bye-bye.